Hello, my name is WACHIRA and welcome to Get Cultured by Shira. So last time we looked at girls music fest videos, so today we're going to be looking at boys choirs from Nairobi. If your choir does not appear here, it's because I couldn't find it on YouTube. If you see anyone you know, or if you see yourself, tag them, comment down below. They might enjoy seeing themselves. So apparently only 40% of the people who watch these videos have subscribed. Why? Subscribe. It's fun. Subscribe with me. So just, you see that subscribe thing written there? Just go and press subscribe. And then is there a bell? Press it as well. Let's get into it. We have to start from home, which is Starehe Boys Center. Yeah, I'm even wearing red. Solidarity. Today is the day. Most of these are going to be Zilizopendwa videos yet again. For those who don't speak Swahili, Zilizopendwa means the oldies. It directly translates to those that were loved. So it's the oldies. Old music. Old music? No, it can't be old music. Not new. Not new. For sure it's not new. Let's just say the oldies. This is 2015. Of course, this is the year they were dancing. In our years, we didn't used to dance because our trainers didn't believe we can dance. They didn't have hope in our dancing skills. It was all a lot of doubt that we could dance, but we made it through. There are some classes which we danced. There are like these classes like traditional arrangements where you come and arrange a traditional song. So you know you have to dance because it's a traditional arrangement. And in traditional songs there's dancing. But if you really look at it, we weren't really dancing. I can dance. I can try to dance. I will dance. You won't suffocate from seeing me dancing per se. Okay, we talked about this in the other video, how I don't quite appreciate dumtiris. I'm saying I call them dumtiris, but it's actually when singers are mimicking instruments. Well, this is the Kenyan version. It's so obvious. It's a bit too obvious that it's an instrument. Okay, you see, you can do it in a way that's interesting. I don't know. I just have thoughts about it. But you know, it's in the end, you're still mimicking instruments. So if it's supposed to be a cappella, then I think it's something they need to do. Okay, let me stop being harsh. Let me just listen. There are times where it works. There are times where it doesn't work. But the tone so far is good. Like, so far they sound good. The soloists are dancing. I mean, everyone else in the choir is really dancing, but the soloists are dancing. Kwanda, this one in the middle here, his name is Oliver. Shout out, Oliver! Oliver, so you may dance. I'm going to see a lot of people I know, so it's going to be a lot of shout outs. Why? Because I was in Starehe, so I definitely know people. Also because I went to train them for a few months after high school. Actually, not a few months, a few years, if you really look at it. Yeah, it was a few years. Yeah, for a few years after high school, I went to kind of volunteer with them. All the schools that I'm going to watch, I know a few people. By the way, Oliver has his own channel. You should check it out. I'll probably link it here. This is his channel. I've noticed sometimes even the conductors dance. Like here, Calvo is really dancing. Calvo is the guy conducting, by the way. Yeah, but you can tell he's put a lot of effort into these boys so that they can dance. This is coming from a culture of never having done Zilizopendwas, never being a dancing school necessarily at music festivals, to doing a whole class of Zilizopendwa with a lot of dancing. A lot of dancing. Heko to the people who are in this choir, and to Calvo, of course, for doing all this hard work. The soloists sound nice. You can tell they were trained by WACHIRA. Another thing I'm enjoying about this performance is these guys are genuinely enjoying themselves. Like they're on stage, they're competing, but you can tell they're enjoying themselves with the song they're doing. So it's a lot of fun for me to watch. If everything else goes wrong, at least just enjoy yourself. You see, like now in this one, the Dumba Dooms, the Doomtiris are not too much. They are subtle. They're subtle? Subtle? Subtle. They're subtle. What's really standing out about this performance right now is the melody and the singing. It's not the Doomtiris, it's not the Dumba Dooms. You can hear the arranger deciding in this part he's just going to do away with Doomtiris completely and just play with the words of the song as part of the song, which is a cool technique. Instead of making it too obvious that it's Dumba Doom Doom Doom. I have such a bias against those Doomtiris. I really do. But I feel like the worst of them is Ndelu Ndelu. Oh God! Oh God! I hate that one. I don't like that one. Nazotunanga enabelate. I like that the call and response between the soloist and the choir. It sounds really nice. This is a cool arrangement. I'm only doing snippets for every school, otherwise this will be a 5-hour video. Go check out the videos, the full videos on YouTube. I'm going to link them down below in the description box. Next up, Upper Hill School Choir, aka the Redforth Chorus. Are they still called Redforth? I think Redforth now became a group of its own, and then Upper Hill remained as the school choir. Not really sure about that whole situation. So this is them preparing. So this is not them on stage, but this is them preparing to go on stage. It kind of still counts as KMF videos. Yeah, just watch. Okay, so the Dumba Dooms in this one, they're kind of fun. So I don't hate them here yet. Let's not speak too soon. But so far, I like the curry theme. It's very fun. Do you remember those days where I used to see choirs coming in with white gloves? Throwbacks. Cabs used to come also with like lace gloves. Or what? When it comes to music fest, some of these schools, the production quality, they go crazy. They go crazy. So far, I like the entertainment quality. I've just realized most of the style for performing for most of these choirs has been greatly influenced by Michael Jackson. Like if you look at like some of the choir styles, maybe for the guys, and some of the dress codes, Michael Jackson. Maybe, maybe not. Comment down below. What do you think? Yes. Okay, it reached a point where the Dumba Dooms are becoming too... And then a lot more Dumba Dooms happened, and then... Tenatus? Did you hear that? Okay, let's just continue. Maybe they'll do it again, hopefully. Okay, that one was okay. It's that one. There was something, yeah? You heard it? There was something weird. This is just personal opinion, but I feel like that sometimes the dancing, if it's too much, it can hinder the singing. The singing can be even stronger, but it's not, because the singers are dancing too much, so they end up using all their energy into dancing. The importance should be placed on the singing as opposed to the dancing. But yeah, every choir with their strength. There are choirs that came and did a lot more dancing because their singing was it's not as good. Upper Hill are really good singers, so I'm not saying Upper Hill in this instance, but there are some schools. So up next we're going to have Stratford School. This is 2013, another Tumbo arrangement. Some of them I've already watched them before. There's some that I'm watching for the first time now. Like this one I've watched before. Especially when I'm recommending videos for choir or for Music Fest, I usually recommend this video amongst other videos that I love. So it's one of my favorite videos from Music Fest. I have watched this one quite a number of times. So this is Stratford School Choir, aka Vox Leonis, the voices of the lion, I think. So far of all the choirs I've listened to, these ones are the ones doing the most with dynamics. Like, I mean, Upper Hill were trying also with the dynamics, but let's say Stare, you guys, Mulimba na one volume. Wait, those are two soloists. Those two soloists sound like 7 people. All the good trainers that have trained Strath have paid attention to more vocal technique than just performing and singing. You end up having a good sound altogether because everyone is using the right technique as opposed to just singing. Even as the soloists are holding the melody, there are things happening in the choir in the background. It's not just the same doom tiris over and over. If you really listen to it, yeah. Hey, even the choir is strong. We've heard that Mapasa. The singing is strong but still beautiful. It's not shouted, it's just strong. There's a difference between strong and shouty. There's some choirs in Music Fest that haven't found that difference yet. Yeah. And then the soloists have such passion in their delivery. It's not just singing, it's communicating. You can see he removed all the dumtiris in this section, so now it's just singing back and forth, words and words, which sounds a bit better to me than the dumtiris, but again, this is personal opinion. I like the parts where the dumtiris have been removed and now it's just a choir doing their thing, singing, not mimicking instruments. Oh my God, that's a small Jerome. Jerome! He was so tiny. It shouldn't be that funny. People who are small. I was waiting for that chord. I was just waiting for that chord. Now I can be happy. Now I can just like move on with my life. We can even forget this video. Wow, have you heard that chord? That chord has been milked. Hey, it became a party all of a sudden. I love this point in Zilizopendas where the beat drops. So most of them take classic rumba songs which had both the slow section and a quick section. So the quick section is kind of like where the beat drops. They literally dropped with the beat. It's a very, like the attack, it's very head on. They're really going for the note. You should really also listen to what's happening in the choir. There's a lot of harmonies that are happening. It's very interesting. You can tell the focus here is on the singing, really. This one really leaned into the singing. Okay, and then they go to the Doom series. So go watch the full video on YouTube. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So up next is the Pumani High School Choir and Band, because apparently they also have the band in this one, because why not? If you have a school band, you just mix it with your choir and then you form one big music entity. That's what these guys did. For a lot of times in Zilizopendwas, they used to come with a band, until the point KMF decided, you know what, let's do a whole class that has Zilizopendwa with live accompaniment. And now these guys could dominate that class properly because they have a band. It's not necessarily a marching band like Starehe Boys band, so it's more like an in-house band. Nevertheless, these guys are good. These guys are really good, especially the band. So these are one of the schools that I was telling you guys that the entertainment value is unmatched. Like the dancing is not just dancing, it's choreography with a purpose. If you're one of the guys choreographing for Pumani Choir, aka Pumu, aka the falsetto choir, heko. Congratulations, that was so much fun to just watch. You guys killed it. You guys, performance wise, it was always a jam. So the singing, I mean, you'd have your own opinions about it, I'd have my own opinions about it, cool. But the dancing, you can always be assured that when Pumu comes, the dancing is going to be something. I swear, the best part of watching this is watching these guys have fun, because these guys are having so much fun, and it's so much fun to watch people having fun. Though if I'm comparing, these ones have 5 soloists, the others have 2 soloists, and the other 2 soloists sound almost the same as these 5 soloists. I wish the clarinet was given more purpose than those 3 notes, because those 3 notes can become a lot. They can become annoying. So this is now 2 minutes in. Let's see if there's anything different happening. Oh my god, the clarinet is still doing the same. Ta 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 ta. Why did you give the clarinet more? It's the most audible instrument there. I don't mind if the bass remains the same. I don't mind if some of the singing remains the same. But the clarinet is being heard above everyone else, and he just has the same 3 obstinato notes. Which, okay, fine, depending on your arrangement style, technique, blah blah, but I think by the time you listen to the chorus like the 5th time, you were like, so the first time was whoa, then the second time, third time, 4th time, and the 5th time, then there's a 6th time. But let me just see, they might have something different. This is now 4 minutes in, so maybe now they have something different happening, but they don't. So the different section comes in at 4:12. There's 4 minutes and 12 seconds into the song. But that means you spent 4 minutes doing one section. Wow! 4 minutes doing one section. This class you have to achieve 6 to 8 minutes. So if you spend 3 minutes on the first section and 3 minutes on the second section, that's okay. You don't have to spend 4 minutes on one section and then another 4 minutes. This song is 8 minutes, it's 7 minutes long. Then 3 minutes on the last section. These are my own personal opinions, which I'm entitled to. I want more of the climax than I want the build-up. You get? I really want to hear what you think. That's just me. I have seen these dance moves with calves. Just saying. Again, we talked about this in the other video, that none of these dance moves are original anymore. When there was Music Fest, I used to see the same dance moves across the high school, so I don't know where they originated or who came up with them. Please tell me this is a different section. Well, that's variation. Now they've done the same thing, but now it's softer, so at least some variation. Okay, finally we've reached a different section. This is 5 minutes in. So the first 5 minutes of the song was more or less the same thing, just a different KC. Go watch the full video on YouTube. Up next, Moi Forces Academy, MFA choir. If you have a nickname for your choir in specific and you are in MFA, please comment down below. I know Strath is Vox Leonis, Pumu was the falsetto choir, Upper Hill was Redforth. I don't know if they're still Redforth anymore. I remember those times when I was conducting choirs where just before you start the choir, you have to do this whole ritual of you give them the key, are you all comfortable, you're comfortable, big smile, big smile. I used to look insane. Goodness. Yeah, it's actually a lot of it's a lot. Music Fest is a lot. This falsetto. So it feels like it's resonating from your head, and then it's a very light voice that's just, it's not as grounded, it's not as firm, it's a very light airy voice. Most people use falsetto when they're going above their normal register, and they want to extend your, what you would call your normal singing register, what is supported by the chest. That's falsetto. Some people even call it head voice, but it's not head voice necessarily. I feel like head voice and falsetto are different. Head voice has a stronger resonance than falsetto has. These guys are definitely singing falsetto, because that tenor one part is way too high. I mean, the soloists sound good. The choir sounds good as well. It sounds really light, mostly because it's falsetto, so you really can't project as much with falsetto the way other choirs with their normal voices would. So it's a disadvantage to choose to sing in falsetto. The only advantage sometimes is you can feel that soprano, alto, tenor, bass feeling, which feels a bit better than just tenors and basses or just sopranos and altos sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily help. So it depends on what you want to do. Do you really want your choir to be singing falsetto and lose their low notes? Or do you want them to sing their full voices and have a higher chance of winning? That's really up to you. Because you're hearing, by this time, the tenor ones are so drowned because the falsetto is tiring. Falsetto can be so tiring if you have the wrong technique. If you don't know how to do falsetto for a long time, it can really wear out your voice. Okay, so I'm looking for growth. So far no growth. This is like 1 minute and 30 minutes into the song. The song still doesn't feel like it's growing. Okay, I'm just going to fast forward to somewhere else, probably the different section somewhere. Let's try here. The bass ones sound good and the soloists sound good. The bass two is a bit drowned and the tenor ones are getting tired with that falsetto. They're getting really tired. You can feel them getting tired. Up next, Jammu, aka Jamhuri High School Choir. These guys didn't used to do zilizopendwas as such, or if they did, not often. In fact, I've not found any video of them singing on stage. I know this was a set piece in one of the KMF classes, so this kind of counts as a KMF video. At this point, honestly, I'm just looking for boys high school choirs, so yeah. I should probably also mention that I should probably also mention that 844 schools. For some weird reason, international schools didn't used to come for KMF. Okay, some of them did, but most of them did not. In fact, even most private schools also avoided KMF, so I don't know why. Here we go. Jammu. Okay, this will be unfair because this one sounded like they did it in a studio, because there's a kind of echo that you can't convince me this was done outside. There's no outside environment. You'd be hearing like birds, and Jammu is next to a road, you'd be hearing cars. This was definitely produced in a studio, so it's gonna be a bit unfair to compare. But we're looking at everything in terms of performance, in terms of dancing, everything. So let's see. Well, they sound good, but this has been rehearsed, edited, with all the editing and everything. It sounds amazing, so yeah. Why would they allow the soloists to not be in sync in a studio recording? So you have time to like do it over and over, because the soloists weren't in sync. So I'm now thinking maybe this wasn't done in a studio. Maybe this was a one-time recording. Okay, I don't know. I love their blend. They have a nice blend at least, so that's good. I wish the soloists gave more into the singing, but they sound good. This song, okay, they didn't arrange the song was arranged by someone else. It doesn't have a lot of growth as a song. So you can go watch the full video on YouTube. I've linked it down below. I'm just skimming through and I know that song doesn't have much going on with it. So up next is Sunshine School. So I couldn't find a video of them on their own. So this is one with my girls, which is also an unfair comparison with the others because they definitely sound good, because my girls definitely sound good. We are pros. We can isolate the male sound and see if they sound good. So let's just try to isolate them from the beautiful sound of cubs and see if they sound good on their own. The soloists sound loud, which is good. I like it so far. Hey, that harmony sounded really nice. These guys sound nice. So far, the tone, I'm agreeing with it. And obviously, my girls sound good. I did there are people there in the background. You can hear them in the recording. I don't know why that harmony is that striking, but it's so striking. From From that short part, you could hear that the basses like have more stability than the tenors. Also because the tenors are kind of reaching the high notes with the wrong technique. Okay, try it with me. If you're seated like this, you're already uncomfortable. So even before you start singing, you're already uncomfortable, meaning you're going to strain in your singing. You'd want to be very comfortable so that the high notes are what you're dealing with. The tone and the blend, good, solid. I think this part doesn't grow much. Let me just fast forward to an interesting part. Okay, also this is not a zilizopendo, this is a traditional arrangement. A lot of dancing happens in zilizopendos because they have to be very entertaining. Yeah, you can see the dancing is very minimal, it's all about just the singing, etc. Couldn't find any other high school choirs on YouTube, so that's Kina Lenana and all those others. But if you're in a high school choir and I've not mentioned it, please list it down below. I'll look for the videos from everywhere where I can. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. There are more videos like this on my channel, so you can go check them out. Subscribe. Yeah. Otherwise, bye. I disappeared from the frame. I need to. Otherwise, bye.